Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Life is so precious, man. And some of these young people, they just don't even know how precious life is. They literally throw their life away. Julio Foolio, his birthday just passed. And honestly, I can't even believe that Julio Foolio is dead and gone. But then again, if you look at how he was living and at how many times the ops tried to take his life, I mean, Julio Foolio was shot down in the streets. And he still got on camera and bragged about how he cannot be killed. One time he told a story about his car getting shot up and the bullets jammed his engine, so his car had to stop driving and he had to get out of the car and run. And he was shot up himself and he had to literally crawl to somebody's house, knock on their front door and beg for help. And then he came back and said he is a demigod and he cannot be killed. Well, shortly after that, Julio Foolio was dead, gunned down. Now his trial, or the trial for the people who are accused of murdering him, now begins. What's crazy was how many people it took to orchestrate his murder. He must have really been a problem. But playing these games, you out here, you're dissing people's dead people. It goes only so far. You're begging for violence. And of course, he had to keep doing that because that is what made his records sell. And once you're in that machine, you can't just stop doing what it takes to make the records sell. Because if you switch lanes and the people don't find you interesting anymore and they don't want to buy your product anymore, then you're just another rapper who is on social media who makes no money. Fulio was getting to the money, and this was his dream coming through, and he was willing to risk it all. Even his mama has been shot up before about his foolishness. And his mama spoke to him about it, and he knew, but he just couldn't stop. So now let's talk about the trial that's coming up. Let's call it the Foolio murder trial. The Foolio murder trial actually begins next week. The first suspect is the lone female suspect who tried to use domestic violence as a defense. I guess she thinks because she is young and really light skinned, she looks biracial almost. Mama's white, daddy's black kind of looking girl, you know, and she can like make her eyes watery. That somebody is gonna buy her, I was abused, domestic violence, and let her go. She is the only female out of the whole group, and she plays a intricate role in Fulio's video of his birthday celebration, because that is where they killed him. They tracked him on his birthday from an Airbnb to a hotel where the Airbnb people, the neighbors, called the law and said, hey, there's a rowdy Airbnb in the neighborhood and they're making too much noise. And the law came and they shut that Airbnb party down. He was trying to have a little private party at a pool home, a home with a pool in the back. And his crowd got out of control. And then he said, you know what? Let's move it to a hotel. So he went, they got a couple of rooms at a hotel and they decided to move it to a hotel. Now, in transition to the hotel, all along, this young lady was with him and his crew. So this young lady right here was the inside plug who was keeping contact with the people who was trying to kill him. So when they were on their way to the Airbnb, they would text her and say, where y'all at? And she would say, oh, we over here at Jackson and 79th Street in an Airbnb 702 on Elaine Ave. And then when Julio changed his mind and said, everybody, come on, let's go. We leaving. We going to somewhere else. She would make sure to let them know, the killers know, or the accused killers know, hey, we about to leave. Hold up. Don't come over here. We going somewhere else. Sit tight. I'm going to let you know where we going next. And then she would hit him up and go, hey, we heading to the so-and-so hotel over on XYZ. And they would make their way over there. That is how they were able to catch him in a parking lot. Y'all seen the videos of how they caught him? That is a sad video. There was nothing he could do to avoid it. That was a straight up execution. They sitting there with a big ass rifle, dressed in all black, masked up, gloved up, and you driving into a hotel parking lot thinking nobody's going to do me anything here. Lots of cameras around. I'm just going to go park the car and get into the room and keep this party going. And they blew gunshots at him as he entered that hotel because of her and the intel that she gave them that made them so much on point. So now, according to this, it says that the only woman charged for the 2024 murder of Florida rapper Julio Foolio is set to stand trial next week. See, at some point, you're going to have to pay the devil, right? Jury selection for murder suspect. Her name is Alicia Andrews. The trial is expected to begin in Hillsborough County, Florida on Monday, August 18th. And according to court documents that were obtained by XXL or XXL on Thursday, August 14th, it says that Andrews is facing charges of premeditated first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. Premeditated first-degree murder. Damn. Yo, that's a serious charge in the state of Florida. Florida has the death penalty. YNW Melly right now is on trial and he is facing the death penalty. They don't fuck around in Florida. In Florida, they also love to give time. So you're looking at 50, 60, 70 years. When you hear them say life without the possibility of parole, all that other stuff, that's very Florida. Andrews is facing charges of premeditated first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, as prosecutors says that she and her boyfriend, Isaiah Chance, were tasked with following Foolio and around Tampa, Florida, and giving his location to the men who are charged with fatally shooting the Jacksonville, Florida rapper Sean Gathright, Rashad Murphy, and Devion Murphy. Foolio was gunned down as he sat in a car in a Hollywood Inn parking lot on June 23rd of 2024. Authorities say that the killing was part of an ongoing gang feud in Jacksonville, and all 5 suspects traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa to kill Foolio while he was in Tampa celebrating his 26th birthday. So sad, man. His 26th birthday. He had just made a video. He said he wanted to thank God first for preserving him to live to see another year. He feels truly blessed and he's going to be on his best. And boom, he was dead right after that. Wasn't to be any more years. That was it. Julio Foolio was involved for a long time with other rappers. But these guys are so deeply entrenched in their back and forth, they don't deal with police at all. They live truly by street codes. So it's easy for them to get on interviews and say, oh, Ace, I have no beef with that man. Me and him have no problems. I don't know what people are talking about. But behind the scenes, every time they see each other, it's gunshots on sight. No matter where they meet, it's gunshots on sight. They're constantly circling and trying to take the life of each other. But every interview is so cordial. You and I, sitting on the outside looking in, we're like, I believe them. I don't think they're into it. But they are. Okay? I don't want to call that rapper name too much. I just want to say, because nowadays, they throw lawsuits out there. But I just want to say that the beef is well documented. And the individuals in this Julio Foolio murder are actually connected heavily to that one rapper right there. The thing is, they're not snitching. If they should say, he sent us, or he called that hit, or he told us to do it, because that rapper actually put out a video like right when Julio Foolio died. It's like he had that video waiting to happen. It's like it was a celebration that the job was done. He was smoking on a Julio Foolio pack. But Julio Foolio was the same to do the same to him. Every time his family members, friends, homeboys got killed, Julio Foolio would make a video and he would say he's smoking on one of them packs. So, a month after Julio Foolio's death, the police in Jacksonville, Florida, they arrested Alicia Andrews, Isaiah Chance, and Sean Gatwright. Now, I did not know, but information is now being revealed that Alicia Andrews was not the only one there. Isaiah Chance is her boyfriend, and that is who was Julio Foolio's real homie. See, we thought before that Alicia and Julio Foolio were so good friends that he invited a handful of people to his private birthday party so only she would know where he was at. But we didn't know that her boyfriend was his close friend and also friend with his ops. Damn. Now I see how or why 50 Cent moves the way he does. 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, that's a part of how he moves. If you are friends with my enemy, you cannot be friends with me. And I'm not cool with you if you cool with who is not cool with me. A lot of people would say, that's so petty, but it's not. That's actually a link to how your enemy can get to you from that neutral person that's sitting in the middle. If you want real homies around you, you want real homies that say, I don't fuck with that person because my homie don't fuck with that person, period. If he don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you either. If she don't like you, I don't like you either. If you cool with her and she cool with you, then I'm cool with you too. But not somebody who hangs out with the enemy, but also hangs out with you. And that right there, my friend, is one of the rules that Julio Foolio was probably too young to understand, and he violated it, and it cost him his life because he had Isaiah Chance riding around with him, and Isaiah brought his girlfriend Alicia with him, and both of them made a team. And those were the enemies right there who were following them around all night from the Airbnb to the hotel where he got killed, giving information all along to the people who were now accused of killing him. So the following day, they apprehended Rashad Murphy. Davon Murphy was on the run for 7 months before he was arrested and taken into custody in January of 2025. And all 5 suspects have pled not guilty and are awaiting trial. This is after they cried, after they were caught. They cried and they begged. And, I'm so sorry. And now something is wrong with me. One of them even, I believe the last one that got caught in January, I know he tried to use the insanity plea. I lost my mind. I wasn't in the right place mentally. Oh well. So during a pretrial hearing on Wednesday, August 13th, a judge ruled that Alicia Andrews would not be allowed to bring up any domestic violence claims against Isaiah Chance as evidence of her state of mind around the time of her murder. In other words, of Julio's murder. In other words, the judge is saying, you're not going to use that defense in the court. I'm slamming it. That means your lawyers cannot come in here and say your boyfriend, Isaiah Chance, coerced you, that he forced you to go along with what he was doing. You were definitely a willing participant. You were even hiding with him. You were willing and you went right along with it. We saw the video footages from Julio Foolio's birthday get-together. You were very much there pretending to be somebody good in his circle, knowing all along that you were just there to gather information to give to the people who would take his life. You are very much a part of the plot. So don't come in here crying victim, talking about, oh, I was abused and I was scared. He made me do it. Now, when it's time to save your life, you better come in here with a way stronger defense, or else you are going down. It's time to pay the piper, friend. It is time to pay the piper. I wish her all the best. She's pretty young, and she already looked like them bulldaggers is in there messing with her. Her hair is well done. You know, she got to sit between somebody's leg to get her hair done up like that. They in there saying, let me get my little wifey ready for her trial. I know she going to be in here for a long time. Let me take care of you, girl. She don't look like the type that could fight. She don't look like the type that could shank a few people and go sit in the box. She don't look like the type that could run a block. She looks like the type that is scared behind them walls, and a lot of people are going to take a lot of advantage of her until she figure it out. But that's the price you pay when you take a life that you could not have created. I'm going to leave this one right here just to let y'all know what's happening in the Julio Foolio murder trial update. So tune in next week when this trial begins, because she's going to be the first one going down. I'll see y'all on the next video. I'm out. Peace.